I mean, I can't tell it that much, but when you took the glasses off, yeah, I can see it. So, Javon, with you being the wonderful makeup artist that you are, and your makeup always looks good, what was the reason as to why one is a little darker than the other?
Well, when you start, I'm gonna just say, when you have to be somewhere at a certain time and you just picking, forget it. Let me get out of this door. I wish somebody would say something about my eye being dark. I wish I said, you know what? Let me darken yours a little bit. Okay.
Welcome to Black Women's World Podcast, the BWWP, where we get VIP access into the lives of Black women, or as we like to call us here, our sister Nistas. We get to hear from some of our favorite sister Nistas as they share their worlds with us and create connections, exchange realities, ideas, and baby, we get to recognize and celebrate how powerful we really are. Our sisterhood here is real, filled with peace, wisdom, hope, love, light, and laughter. You know, the kind you can feel, the kind of encouragement that confirms we can do anything because we have, and the kind of inspiration that proves we can be even greater. This is our world, where if you ain't a Black woman, you may want to be one, or definitely get to know one. It's a Black women's world, and we welcome our sister Nista lovers too. Welcome to our queendom. I'm your self-discovery companion, your professional peacemaker, and I'm your host, TracyMac. Come on in and relax and sit with me for just a little while. Peace.
Well, hello, everybody. I am TracyMac, your self-discovery companion and the professional peacemaker and host of Black Women's World Podcast. That is the BWWP, baby. Listen, today I have my dynamic co-host with me, Javon Cookie Jones. Say hello to the people. And Dina Hamilton.
Hey, people.
Well, listen, we have already had a wonderful marathon conversation between ourselves. And as we were talking, we began to talk about things that people may not see, whether it be your professional life or even the personal life outside of your circle. And so today we want to talk about behind the scenes. What goes on behind the scenes that sometimes you are, and it's not that you're being hypocritical or two-faced, but the world doesn't get to see everything. So sometimes you may make something look easy. I'm looking at Javon right now. You got that makeup looking pretty easy, Javon. What went on behind the scenes behind makeup?
If I turn face to you, you will see one eye is darker than the other. It is so obvious, but you just keep it moving and go with the flow. Would you like to see?
Yes.
This eye is much darker than this one, but who cares? I'm here.
Yes. Now, those of you who are listening to the podcast, you cannot see Javon, but if you want to see Javon's eyeshadow, one looking darker than the other, you can go and watch it on our TracyMac BWWP YouTube channel. Because, I mean, I can't tell it that much, but when you took the glasses off, yeah, I can see it. Yeah. So, Javon, with you being the wonderful makeup artist that you are, and your makeup always looks good, what was the reason as to why one is a little darker than the other?
Well, when you start, I'm gonna just say, when you have to be somewhere at a certain time and you just picking, forget it. Let me get out of this door. I wish somebody would say something about my eye being dark. I said, you know what? Let me darken yours a little bit. Okay, let me darken yours a little bit. But I don't care. I do care. Let me take it back. I do care, but just trying to get out the door, not trying to nitpick. And I'm like, nobody's going to notice until I say it. The first thing somebody said to me this morning was like, oh my God, your eye makeup is so pretty. I was like, well, look at the other one. I pointed it out. So
look, I'm going to come back to that as far as why we do that. Why do we point out? But Dina, what's behind the scenes? Dina is hungry right now. I'm just going to say, my girl is hungry behind the scenes. Dina, why are you hungry?
Behind the scenes, because on Thursdays when we tape, I am coming from a very strenuous workout in my garage, and now the weather has turned hot. So, it's hot outside, it's hot in the garage. I am done and upstairs to shower at 10 o'clock, 1 hour prior to meeting with you guys. Behind the scenes, I am literally just stepping out of the shower and putting on clothing before I hit the button to do the broadcast. That's why I'm sitting here looking like I just jumped off the chain gang because I couldn't find my BWWP t-shirt. It's in here somewhere, I promise, but I didn't feel like looking for it. I'm in the colors. I'm in the range. I'm in the colors, but yeah, I look straight out of the Department of Corrections.
No, not the Department of Corrections. That would probably be an orange.
Well, that's today. I look like back in 50.
From what state you go to. I know in the plate of Maryland, they still had stripes.
Okay. So Dina might fit in there. Well, I'm not going to leave my co-host out there without me owning mine. My behind the scenes is it's probably dry now, but I had to shampoo my hair. And it was wet because I had to hurry up because my normal shampoo day is tomorrow, but I have to go out of town tomorrow and I'm not going to be able to do it. So I had to shampoo. And when you doing certain things and putting oils on your skin or oils on your scalp, it's running down before I got talking to y'all. So I'm trying to dab oil and probably still got some.
Girl, you looking like Rudy Giuliani over there. Is that what I just heard?
It might be. Let me see. It might be.
Oh my word.
But sometimes people think you got it all together all the time, and you don't. I mean, all three of us are entrepreneurs. We're moms. We have husbands. We have families. We have extended families. We have responsibilities. And sometimes people say, oh, you just do that because you. Sometimes you don't know the hell that some people go through to be on, and it doesn't make you fake. It makes it real. We live a reality. Javon, what you got to say about that?
You hitting it on the head all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the realness of it is, I was saying earlier that people just think I just take all this time and just try to get glamorous. It takes me 10 minutes or so to do what I do. I don't put on a whole lot of stuff. Sometimes I do, depending on what my skin looking like. But I once again this week, a snap-on Velcro ponytail, and get out the door. You do what you got to do. Sometimes my hair is down, sometimes not. But with everything being so heavy on my plate, I make sure hair, makeup, clothing is the least of my worries. I want to make sure I deliver in every other area. I don't care about the time spent. I'm not going to spend an hour trying to get together.
Shoot, behind the scenes, y'all just saw me. I just took my stocking cap off. I mean, really, it'd be a hot mess behind the scenes. And I know that we're not the only. I mean, this is everybody's reality. Of course, I'm not going to get on the broadcast with my stocking cap on, especially when I know it's being recorded, unless we're talking about that specifically. Right. I ain't ashamed, though, because my lashes is on. Lashes, as long as I got some lashes and lipstick on, old girl is going to say she fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Right. Okay. And I want this to encourage you listeners to Black Women's World Podcast, especially, I told Javon and Dina, our top 5 cities this week. Atlanta, you have racked into number 1. Texas, which is San Antonio and Austin and Live Oak, Texas, number 2. North Carolina, y'all done came up the ranks, baby. North Carolina, you are number 3, and that is Charlotte, Durham, Raleigh, Wake Forest. Dina, how about Apex and Holly Springs hit?
Girl, bye.
So somebody.
Hey, go hometown.
And Chapel Hill. And then Ohio was still in there, but the tie was Chicago and Javon. Virginia finally came through. So all of you listening to Behind the Scenes, know that no one is perfect, that you still have to show up. You can't allow that something happens. Yes, you do. I read somewhere where somebody says you can't quit because other people are waiting. And my thing is they better hurry up because, but you can't stop. Dina, what makes you, and I know you're hungry, so we ain't going to hold you too long. when you just have to keep going, when you have to make those decisions, where were you drawing that from? I want to give at least a few principles about that.
You know, I thrive on accountability. Not everybody likes accountability because accountability means that you got to answer to some person, place, or thing. You got to answer. And it works well for me, even on my health journey, weight loss journey. If it had not been for, I think, Tracy, you were probably my first accountability partner as far as the weight is concerned, you know, having to show somebody what that scale looks like. And account for, okay, well, it's not looking this way because, and this was like an intimate accountability. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been on several other plans. But this is a personal snapshot to a person that I know. It's almost like showing your bank account to your best friend. Okay, nobody knows what's in there except that one person, and you just got to account for what you said you wanted to do. It's not that she was making me do anything. She was just really holding me accountable to what I decided to do. Now, I did come up with this crazy thing to do. I'm calling it crazy.
It's crazy. I'm a cosign. That is some crazy mess you throwing out there now. Javon, you don't even know about this, Javon. Check this out. Go ahead, Dana.
So I came across my girlfriend who lives in Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. My old hairstylist, she started this 75 hard challenge. And when she shared with me, because I was following her on social media, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? And she was telling me what she was doing. And I was like, you're absolutely insane, but I'm here for you. I'm rooting. You know, it's all of that. I'm good. Right here. And then on her 75th day, she posted her results. And I said, I might need to take a look at this. So, Javon, here's the challenge.
You see how she's not talking to me no more.
And I'm not even saying that Javon is going to do the challenge. I'm just saying, here's the challenge. I want to make sure that nothing gets left out. You have to, it's right here on my little Facebook page. So I guess I could pull it from there. I was looking. Hold the mule, please.
Okay, we're gonna hold the mule. In the meantime, I'm gonna say, you know, you do certain things with your friends. Dana and I did start out being each other's initial accountability partners. We incorporated other accountability partners. We've done challenges. And I said, when I saw this one this morning, I said, this joker can pick them, baby. You can pick them. Go ahead.
Okay, so here it is. There are 5 things that you must do. One is exercise twice a day, 45 minutes each time. So it could be, but it has that twice a day has to be within 3 hours. So you can work out in the morning and do another one in the afternoon. You can do one in the morning. However you do it, it's twice a day. Drink 1 gallon of water.
I'll go back to number 1. One of those twice a days has to be outdoors.
I forgot. Yeah.
That's where you lost me, outdoors.
One must be outdoors. So no matter rain, snow, sleet, or shine, one workout has to be outside. Okay, you got me? The second one is you have to drink 1 gallon of water per day. The third one is pick a meal plan. It doesn't matter. On this thing it says diet, but I hate that word. So just pick a plan, stick to it. Absolutely no cheat days and no alcohol. No cheat days, no alcohol, pick a plan. All right. And y'all know.
You're going to have a problem.
Y'all know, right?
Keep going.
Okay. Number 4. You have to read a minimum of 10 pages every day of a self-development or business book.
Okay.
That's turning pages, not audible,
I got
not
you.
listening to nothing. You got to turn the pages. And number 5, you have to take a progress photo every day. So every day you have to take a picture. And if you mess up, you have to start back over at day 1. And that is for 75 days.
Okay, behind the scenes, how do you feel about that, Javon, on front and center?
I mean, that's her challenge.
I know.
mean, I don't feel anything because she's got to count down those days. But as for me and my house, we might sip a few things other than sweet play. I'm just kidding.
As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord, but we ain't doing that challenge.
No, it's not bad. I really like it. You know, to be honest with you, there's the only challenge would be for me is finding a meal plan, you know, because I'm so sporadic, girl. If I want what I want when I want it. So that would be my challenge. But everything else, I mean, I read, I'm outside. Do I move outside? No. But I mean, that's just walking. You can walk outside, you know, you can.
I told Dina
in your backyard or whatever it might be, if you have a backyard. So it's several things you can do to do that. It's not a challenge. The biggest thing for me is counting them days. Like, wait a minute, what day is this? Oh shoot, I'm gonna just say it's 8, even though it might be 3. Yeah, that's the challenge for me. The stupid stuff.
So behind the scenes, I was thinking there is no way that I can freaking really do this. That's why when I put it, I was like, I'm seriously considering it, but I wanted to know if anybody, you know, in the group had experienced it or if they would like to take the journey, because Teresa told me it's better if you had a partner.
So you saw the results from somebody and you were highly impressed.
And I think I was
behind the scenes,
her results.
Have you made a commitment to do it?
I have committed to the 75 days. Now, everyone in the group that has committed to a portion of the challenge. There may be like a couple who have said that, yes, they will go through the to the destination. But Tracy, Javon, y'all know how I'm wired.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
Yes.
That's how I'm wired. So I can't go into it thinking, okay, the challenge is 75 days. I can't already go into it thinking that I'm only going to do 30.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Now, I appreciate the ones to get me started through the 30 days. Are going to chug along, through those 30 days. I appreciate it. And you know what? A lot will be learned in those 30 days from a lot of people. But my mind does not work that way. My mind.
I'm with you, Dina. I'm with you because
you're going to do it.
Yes.
Dina, or you are not. And there's no in between.
I'm right with you. And that's why I was like, nah, because the outdoors part is not going to be something that I know I can commit to, because I got a skin condition and I have to be covered, and I can't be covered outside in the heat and work out at the same time. It can be done, but can I commit to that 75 days? Everything else is good because I do the water already. I don't mind reading at all. Whatever the picture is, I can do that. But it was like, I'm either going to do all or nothing. So behind the scenes about that, is it that the people who have decided to take the journey with you for however long, for however what they choose to do, is that going to keep you motivated too, since that's a form of public accountability?
Stay tuned for more of the BWWP. You know, sometimes you have a taste for a little something sweet, and other times you want something savory. Well, the Sweet and Savory Sisters, Jessica and Sydney Hamilton, can satisfy your taste buds with either one or both. Talk about prospering during a pandemic. When school shifted to virtual learning, Jessica and Sydney went from boredom to making breakfast, to baking during their cooking classes, right on into business. And I do mean a whole business for real. These sweet and savory sisters seized the opportunity and expanded their cakes into catering contracts. So if you want pies or cakes for your own sweet tooth, or if you'd like to connect with them about sharing a little sweet and savory for your special event, go to sweetandsavourysisters.com. Now listen, that's sweet, but it ain't just a regular savory, because their sweet is sweet, but their savory has 2 E's. So go to sweetandsavourysisters.com, because these sisters are serving goodness on a plate. You've been listening to Black Women's World Podcast. Let's continue the conversation.
Or no?
No, that doesn't work for me. No,
Okay.
that does not work for me. That won't keep me, motivated, because I have to be coached along the way by someone who is just as committed to a process as I am. And that could be any process. I think I kind of went through this journey, even in my financial life. But it was, I had saw on a friend's page that, and I had to share it. It was, she said, she had posted, your life can be changed in 6 months if you stick to the plan, whatever that plan is.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be what, this particular thing that I'm doing right now, but in 6 months, your life could change if you just stick to the plan. Don't deviate from the plan. You remember when it was one of those things, my credit score was all jacked up. I didn't have any money in the bank. I'm just living from, paycheck to paycheck, trying to figure out how you're going to pay all these. Your life could change in 6 months if you just make a decision that it's going to change and not deviate. So for instance, okay, when I come up with, I got to start drinking my own damn coffee, because that was $2 every day was going out.
And
Right?
Javon, she had t-shirts made, had me around here wearing a t-shirt too. And I don't even drink coffee, but it was
Drink your own damn coffee. But the idea was, this is just one thing that I could change to at least get me toward my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing that I admire about the both of you is that you're such goal-oriented people, and that makes me more accountable to the choices that I make, because I'm thinking, what would Tracy do in this situation? What would Javon do? How, by now, would they have a strip mall already? That type of. And you need those types of people.
Yes. And likewise, I do the same thing then about you and Javon, because that's why you can't set goals based on the competition, because your goal is always the bedrock to your why. Why am I doing this? So in behind the scenes, it may look like I'm treading water, but because of the fact that it's my goal, this is what I want to do for me. My feet will be going like this underwater for me to meet a goal. But if I set a goal and it's got something to do with somebody else, after a while I'll be like, I don't even like them.
We were friends.
It'd be like, I don't want to do that no more, because people come and go, things change. But anytime we're thinking about behind the scenes, even if you've ever gone to a play, I don't care, on Broadway, off Broadway, if you've ever gone to a movie set, what the camera shows is totally different. The backstage will be messed up. You see paper and, trash all over the place, but when that spotlight comes on and the audience sees all the glory, it's the stuff behind the scenes that we got to have more integrity about, because you show up, how you show up, okay, that's good. But it's that behind the scenes stuff, the work. Javon, what's something that maybe you said makeup earlier that people don't see necessarily, that you've really got to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes before people see it?
Oh God. People don't see anything really because I do everything behind the scenes. I'm so low key. Only thing I do in the forefront is go to work.
Okay,
But
so take for instance, you've got two different works. You've got you three, four. You you have several different. You make money several different ways. You're sitting in one. People come into the POW Training Center to learn about concealed carry and gun permits and everything to keep them legal carrying their firearm. But I'm sitting there looking at it now. Every time I see it, it's always laid out, ready to teach a class. But what does it take to get that room to look like that, ready for the next class?
It takes a group of people all the time because I can't do it by myself. You know, between my kids, their dad, my friends, you know, whatever it might be, you know, we all come together, we make it work. So, I mean, this is with Kapow, with the salon, with home, with everybody else in my circle that I'm, you know, my mom, my dad, you know, sometimes I have to recruit some folks to go check on my dad because I can't get over to him, or my mom or something like that. So it just takes a circle, what they say, a village. So having that support system, almost like what Dina was saying with the committing to her 75 days, you know, it's easier when you have that support. If you don't have, it's kind of hard. So same way on a different scale, I have to incorporate people. I'm even to the point sometimes I have to pay people to do some things for me, errands or something, or gas money here, lunch, let me pay for your lunch so you can, you know, do this or that. But it takes people. You can't do it by yourself. And a lot of people will never see that because I don't boast in that and I don't show that. I'm like, let's just get it done. I don't care what it takes. Let's get it done.
That's good. That's good. And I think overall, if I could summarize this behind the scenes, that all of us have to show up in some way, shape, or form, whether it be for ourselves, first of all, hopefully show up for yourself. You show up for your family, your spouse, your significant other. You show up for your children. You show up professionally. You show up at work. If you're an entrepreneur, you got to show up as the company. And even your social life, your social outlets, you have to show up. And so when I think about everything we've just said, if there are three things, and you guys can add to them if they should come to you, the first thing about whatever goes on behind the scenes to make you show up looking like you already ready is, first of all, you got to have accountability. Be accountable to someone, and that requires vulnerability. Dana and I would actually have to take pictures with our feet on the scale, showing how much we weigh to each other. And I think that's another, accountability brings you closer to people because you got to be vulnerable to each other. We both got this much to lose. I ain't got to worry about Dina sending my picture to somebody.
You have hers.
Because I got hers. We got equal footing now. So accountability is one. Number two is have a support team. That also requires vulnerability. Because you can't do it by yourself. So you got to ask people to come in with you. And the last thing is, just like we all sitting here with our imperfections, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. So going back over number one, accountability. Dina, you got anything to say about that as we wind out?
It's your friend. Do not be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the key word. Are they your friend?
Yeah.
That's the key one.
And do they really have your back? You know, some friends are your friends, but they don't have the availability to have your back like you want them to. You know, doesn't mean they're not your friend, but they're not gonna really hold you accountable. They'll be like, "Oh, girl, it's okay. You get them next time."
You need those people too. You need those people in your life.
Not all the time.
Yeah, you need friends of different
not all
levels.
the time.
And that's why you got to know one another, because you got to know each other's capacity. This friend is for this. And it's not like you using people. You know how you need them and how they need you. So accountability, Dina said, you got to have a friend. Javon, you got anything on accountability?
Just knowing which friend to use. Same thing she was saying. Knowing which friend to do what thing.
And number two is have a support team. And my thing is, in order to have a support team, you got to know your weaknesses. Because how do they know what to support? If you can do everything, ain't nobody gonna ever help you. I could do, for example, the podcast by myself, but it's just a different dynamic when Dina and Javon come alongside and support, because I let them know it goes better when I have y'all. So that to me makes me vulnerable to a certain extent, but it also gives me the opportunity to talk to these jokers, because we all are so busy It's Thursdays is our day, you know.
Yeah.
So what do you say about support team, Javon?
Basically, like what I was just saying, you have to have it. As much as that, I'm so bothered to teach people what I need them to do, you know. But it takes patience for me. But I know I need people. I have to utilize people, and I have to have a circle. So I get to a place, I'm like, okay, well, let me show them how to do this like I would do it, and not get mad, you know, or bothered if they don't do it like I want it immediately. But it takes time. So having patience to get that circle, especially in entrepreneurship, when you know you need certain things done a certain way. So doing what you need to do to just have people to like you for enough for that. Because sometimes you can be so pig-headed or so adamant about your way. They're like, man, I ain't dealing with her. She is so difficult, or she is so they call me a perfectionist. I'm not a perfectionist. I just like things like I like them. Either you in or you out.
Yeah,
but
excellent.
I try to have patience too. I'm like, oh, let me just work with my team until. So
yeah. Okay, so yours is support team, and you have to train them, or at least show your support team.
In some cases, yes, in some cases.
So Dina, what do you say about support team?
You absolutely have to have several pieces to support different things. So if you're so busy in your business that your house is tore up, then you probably need to invest in someone to take care of that piece. That's support. That's support. If you are so busy in your business that you cannot get your children from school, then you may need to have someone to support you in that way. It's not neglectful. They're just supporting your efforts, you know? So don't think there's no one all to be all. It does take an entire team to do this thing called life. If you're going to do it effectively, it's going to take several people in your corner to help support you along the way.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And Dina, when you said that, I remember one time I thought support was a weakness. That's how I was brought up. If you need help, you can't do it yourself. But I learned along the way, especially in the world of entrepreneurship and seeing how I wanted bigger things for my life. Support is a sign of expansion.
That's right.
You know, it's a sign that you're doing something because you have so many great things going. You don't have time to do some of the things you used to do. And so the last one is for your behind the scenes. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. So even when I know Javon, you showed us your example with your eyeshadow.
Yeah.
But do you have another example of something not being perfect, but it's done?
Look, while she thinking, while she thinking, we just come out of a year of virtual learning. Okay.
Oh, boom.
Very, very, very difficult for me. Okay, I had to let everyone know how difficult that was in my circle. Okay. To let them, make sure that I didn't get overindulge in a lot of activity that I probably could have overindulged in, because it was very stressful. It won't perfect, but guess what? It is done.
Yeah.
It is like the Lord said, it is finished. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now that damn show won't perfect. You got that?
Yeah, I will even say something simple. We were doing a highlight reel, and it was some mistakes on there that other people will never see. Other people won't know that they were mistakes. It was some edits that something was spun a little too fast in the editing process, but it's done. It's done. But because a lot of times people don't even see the imperfections because they didn't know how it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to thank y'all again for behind the scenes. Any other comments? Because Dina's got to eat.
Girl, my this is a t-shirt dress. It is rolled all the way up to mid of my. I just want you to know, they can probably hear my stomach rumbling all the way downstairs. Okay.
Dina.
Yes.
Really, Dina? Really?
Really.
Okay.
Yes.
Javon, anything else?
But I love the sister
On
nieces
that
and the
note,
sister
go ahead and
lovers.
close TracyMac. On that note.
Okay, we're gonna wind it up. So, so Dina can eat. My hair can finish drying. Javon might fix her eyebrows, her eyeshadow. But just remember, behind the scenes, just don't let it stop you. Don't let imperfection stop you, because you have to show up for somebody. Now, mind you, you can't wait on people, but you got to show up for somebody. So if you're behind the scenes, ain't all together, just remember, be accountable, get a support team, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. And I have to shout out and thank Jewel Carter for telling me that in 2014, and I've lived that so many times, and it works for me. But anyway, I'm TracyMac. Thank you to our new listeners, our other countries who are listening, Sister Nista lovers who are listening, YouTube channel. You can go and see this if you're only hearing it now. Javon Cookie Jones and Dina Hamilton. I love y'all, Sister Nistas.
I love you too,
Thank you, everybody, and much love and peace.
All right.
You've been listening to Black Women's World Podcast, the BWWP, brought to you in part by TracyMac Solutions for Life Institute, coaching and training services. No doubt you have enjoyed being in our world, and it doesn't have to stop here. Head on over to blackwomensworld.com. This is my personal invitation to you to stay connected with me on social media and more. I'd love to see you there, and I'm so grateful you came to be with me here. Invite someone else to join you in our queendom next time so they can feel the vibe of our tribe of Sister Nistas and Sister Nista lovers too. Remember to be kind, be authentic, be generous, be excellent, be grateful, and while you're at it, go ahead and be extraordinary, because that's just what Sister Nistas do, on purpose, through mission, with passion and compassion. It's a Black woman's world, baby, and you, my Sister Nista, are proof. I'm your self-discovery companion, your professional peacemaker, and your host, TracyMac. Wherever you are in the world, may you love and be loved by somebody. Peace.